My favorite part of every Catan game is the initial placement. That crucial decision seems to make or break the outcome. Today I've put together a puzzle so you can compare your placement skills against the European champions, here on Legendary Tactics. What I'll do is give you the initial board from the 2017 European Championship. I'll give you 10 seconds to decide where you'd like to go. But if I move too fast, feel free to pause the video. Once all the placements are done, I'll offer you another 10 seconds to decide which color you think has the greatest advantage from the outset. See if you can predict who will win based on the initial placement only. Let's start. So here's the starting board. Do you notice any resources that are scarce or resources that are grouped favorably? You have 10 seconds to make your first placement as red. The red player jumped right onto the 8 ore, 4 ore, and 3 wood. With the ore grouped together and not statistically common, that seems like a clear choice. Red will be able to make some great trades, and the road being pointed towards the brick will likely be cut off, but it was worth a try. Blue's up next. The second placement is usually a better place to choose from than the first placement because there are still so many options available and you don't end up with the 8th choice. So what option do you take here? Blue opted for the 4 ore, 6 wood, and 11 wheat, and they pointed their road away from the red player. This seems to be driven by their desire for a piece of the ore and the strong wood production. You'll also notice that there's not a lot of wheat on this board. White's up next. What's your prediction here? This choice seems to be rooted in getting the best wheat hex on the board, with solid brick, and with a little splash of sheep in there. You really need wheat for settlements, cities, and development, so this is a very logical choice. Orange is up for back-to-back selections, and there are a lot of options available here. The orange player took more time to decide than all the previous players, most likely because they were deciding where to put not 1 but 2 settlements. You have 10 seconds to make your first pick. This player went for huge brick, 6 and 9, and also a 3 wheat hex as well. From a numbers perspective, they got 11 pips. White also got 11 pips, whereas red and blue both had 10 pips. Likely orange is aiming for a road building strategy. Just before we go to second picks, if this video is helpful to you as you improve at Catan, please consider giving us a like to let us know if we should make more of these videos. So orange's second pick came seconds after their first. I'll give you 10 seconds to see what placement benefits orange the most. Did you choose the 6 wood and the 5 and 11 wheat? You probably noticed that every time a 6 is rolled, orange will be getting a road. For 4th and 5th picks, that's pretty solid. He also set up to produce the most wheat at this table so far. Alright, white slammed their settlement down really quickly here, but you have 10 seconds. As soon as red made their initial play for ore dominance, I knew somebody would go on the 8 ore, 10 wood with the brick port to not only block red, but also to be sure to get in on the ore production. This was just a matter of time in my opinion, and for the white player who already had sheep, wheat, and strong brick, this was a clear choice. Now they have both wheat and ore for cities and for development cards. Back to blue now, for the penultimate placement. This player actually waffled quite a bit on this selection. Let's see how you do. I think the 8 sheep was definitely calling out to this player. They also got 3 wheat and 4 wood to round out a nice distribution of potential resource acquisition. Pointing towards orange into the strong adjacent hexes was a little bit risky in my opinion, but perhaps blue is hoping that red has something else in mind. But given that red has no brick or wheat, I think the final choice seems fairly apparent here. Let's see if you agree. You've got 10 seconds on the clock. As expected, this wasn't a hard choice for red. A balance of resources is always advisable, and with the placement of the robber, red can connect their two settlements without too much interference if that's their intention, and if they focus on that approach. So, let's pay attention now to the winner. If you could choose any color to play now, which one would it be? Who do you think got the best start? Who do you think got the worst placements? I'll give you 10 seconds for this. Here's a shot of the final board. It was a close game. Orange and red both had 8 points on the board, white had 7, and blue only had 4 on the board, but he had the largest army and the longest road cards. That brought him to 8. He also had 1 development card in hand, which it turned out was a victory point. That had him at 9. On his final turn, he placed a city to take him to 10. So the winner of this game was blue, with a come-from-behind win here. He had a slow start, and he burst really well at the end. Were there any placements here that you thought were unusual or odd? Was there a direct relationship between Blue's initial placements and the outcome of the game? Did you predict that Blue would win? Let us know in the comments. If you got value from this video, please subscribe and check out our other Catan videos. Thanks so much for your time.